Hello, friends. Welcome back again on the Consistency in Silence YouTube channel. In the previous classes, we have covered our part 3 as well as part 4 of our Constitution. Part 3 deals with fundamental rights, part 4 deals with directive principles of state policy. We have also seen the difference between the fundamental rights as well as DPSPs. One point that I forget to tell you: fundamental rights are kind of negative commands. It put limits, restrictions on the power of legislature as well as executive. On the other side of the coin, we have DPSPs. These are kind of positive commands, positive obligation that are given to the state. Fundamental rights are inhibiting states from doing certain things, whereas DPSPs are commanding states to do some positive things. So this is one of the difference between fundamental rights as well as DPSPs. Please add this in your notes. In today's class, we will be discussing the fundamental duties, very small topic, and some provisions about amendment, which I have also told you in the previous classes. There are some tidbits and bits which I tend to forget when I am teaching you. So ये जो छोटे छोटे points मैं बताता हूँ, please make sure that you write in a subheading or in the margins, because these are very much important in viewpoint of your prelims exam. Fundamental duties. So without any further ado, let's start today's class. No beating around the bush. सीधा start करेंगे. Not present in original constitution. Indeed. So via 42nd Amendment Act 1976, it means at the time of emergency 10 fundamental duties have been added to our constitution. The idea is from the then USSR, which has been disintegrated in year 1991. It means not all the fundamental duties have been added via 42nd Amendment or 42nd Amendment Act of 1976. It means one more amendment, that is 86th Amendment Act, has been done in our constitution to add one more fundamental duties, and this was regarding the fundamental duty of parents to impart the primary education, compulsory primary education to their children. So this was 86th Amendment Act. One more fundamental duty. Now total 11 fundamental duties are there in our constitution. These are non-justiciable in nature, like preamble as well as DPSP, part 4 of our constitution. This is part 4A. A stands for amendment. Part 4A of our constitution, article 51A, only one article, and subparts A, B, C, D. Subparts are there till the numerical value of 11. But as same as preamble as well as DPSPs, these fundamental duties can also help the judiciary in determining the constitutional validity of a law. It means as same as preamble as well as DPSPs. If the court, if the judges are still in some confusion about the interpretation of other provisions of constitution which are justiciable in nature, like fundamental rights, if there is an interpretation of fundamental rights but the judges who are presiding a particular case are still ambiguous, are still confused about certain provision of the fundamental rights, then these non-justiciable characteristics of our constitution, like preamble, like TPSPs, like fundamental duties, these can be referred by the presiding judges so as to have the clear image of what should be the final judgment will be. Understood? So yes, in spirit, these all things are non-justiciable in nature. You can't approach Supreme Court, you can't approach High Courts by taking this dalil that my fundamental duties have been violated, my DPSPs have not been implemented. ठीक है, there are some ideals in the preamble which have not been implemented on the soils of India, so judge will kick you out of the court premises. Very special thing, these are only for citizens and not for outsiders or foreigners. So these are the certain provisions of fundamental duties. Now as we have done in the previous class, वन बाय वन जल्दी से एक बार देखेंगे, याद करनी नहीं है बट इसेंस उसका समझ लो. The first, abide by the constitution. Only mandatory points phrases I have written, और आप भी अगर वो याद करेंगे तो अच्छी बात है. 51A के सब पार्ट्स पढ़ रहे हैं हम, A B C D E. प्लीज़ हैव अ लुक इन योर लक्ष्मीकांत. Abide by constitution. Second, noble ideals of freedom struggle we have to cherish. Third, protect sovereignty, unity, and all these phrases. Defend the country and render national service whenever called upon to do so. Promote harmony and brotherhood. And there are some derogatory practices towards women. We have to discard them, like sati. And nowadays, in various religions, there are some or the other provisions which disregard the dignity of a woman. So we have to shed those things from our society. Sixth, preserve rich heritage and culture of India. Protect natural environment. ये एक DPSP भी है, थोड़ा सा रिलेट कर दिए पार्ट 4 से. 8th, develop scientific temper. 9th, safeguard public property. 10th, strive towards excellence in all spheres of life. And 11th, the children between the age 6 to 14 years should be given primary compulsory education, and it is the onus, it is a responsibility of one's parents. So these are all the fundamental duties. सबसे अच्छा जो प्रीलिम में ट्रैप आएगा क्या आएगा? All the fundamental duties have been added in 42nd Amendment Act. So this was the one of the unique traps. Understood? और ये citizens वाला भी थोड़ा ध्यान रखना. थोड़ा सा अमेंडमेंट पढ़ लेते हैं. दिस शुड बी अ शॉर्ट क्लास. All the things I had told you in the previous class. The first is amendment by simple majority. The second is special majority. And the third is special plus states are involved whenever there is a bill to amend the federal provisions of our constitution. What are these federal provisions? We have studied in the previous lectures, है ना? Article 54, 55, election of president, extent of executive power of states, extent of executive power of center, provisions regarding Supreme Court, provisions regarding High Court, provisions regarding center-state relations, allocation of seats in Rajya Sabha, and Article 368 itself. ये आपको याद होनी चाहिए, रटनी चाहिए. Understood? So now what is the basic procedure to amend the constitution? Two kind of persons are there. Both are MPs. They are presiding in parliament. Okay, they have occupied a seat in the parliament. Both are MPs. This is the ruling party MP as well as a minister also. And this is MP of opposition. So it is a private member. The constitution has empowered both minister as well as private member to introduce a bill for the amendment of our constitution. Both has this power to amend. What they have to do? They can simply put a bill to amend the constitution in houses of parliament. Doesn't matter the precedence. Either the bill can be put on the desk of Lok Sabha or the Rajya Sabha. लोकसभा में पुट किया तो राज्यसभा में होगा पास, राज्यसभा में होगा तो राज्यसभा के बाद लोकसभा में भी पास होना चाहिए. तो दोनों सभा में अलग अलग बिल पास होना चाहिए बाय स्पेशल मेजॉरिटी. बट इफ फेडरल प्रोविजंस हैज टू बी अमेंडेड देन स्पेशल प्लस स्टेट्स. स्पेशल मेजॉरिटी से अलग अलग हाउसेज में पास होना चाहिए. देयर इज नो प्रोविजन ऑफ जॉइंट सिटिंग. व्हाट इज दिस जॉइंट सिटिंग? We will cover in the next lecture, that is part 5 parliament. We will start from our next lecture and then we will study the elaborate provisions of the parliament. So then I will emphasize on this particular joint sitting that will be called by the president. So the bill has to be passed by each house of the parliament separately by special majority if no federal provisions are involved, and if the federal provisions are involved then special plus the states, half of the states majority. Mind you, this ratification of states, the time period has not been specified in our constitution. It means the ratification of this bill by the states when there is a amendment to the federal provisions, they have eternity to ratify because no time has been specified in our constitution. Special, I have told you, 2/3 present and voting plus more than 50% of total membership of house. This is known as absolute majority. This whole thing special majority. तो स्पेशल प्लस हाफ ऑफ द स्टेट्स और स्टेट्स में सिंपल. These two things have been given under Article 368 itself. Simple majority is outside of the 368. So prelims trap क्या आएगा? 368 allows the procedure of amendment to the constitution by simple special majority. So this is an incorrect statement. Second क्या आएगा? Is there any time period fixed by the constitution for the ratification of half of number of states? So again there is no time specified. ये सेकंड है. थर्ड आएगा यहाँ कि जॉइंट सिटिंग वाले प्रोविजन नहीं हो सकते. द प्रेसिडेंट कांट कॉल जॉइंट सिटिंग फॉर द पासिंग ऑफ दिस पर्टिकुलर बिल. फोर्थ ट्रैप, मिनिस्टर एज वेल एज प्राइवेट मेंबर हैज़ द राइट टू इंट्रोड्यूस दिस बिल विच सीक्स टू अमेंड द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल प्रोविजंस. एंड द लास्ट इज दिस, ईदर हाउस ऑफ द पार्लियामेंट द बिल कैन बी इंट्रोड्यूस्ड. सिंपल मेजॉरिटी में बहुत सारे हैं जैसे 3 and 2, आर्टिकल 2 and 3, देन सिटीजन्स, कोरम, parliamentary privileges. What are these parliamentary privileges? We will dwell in the future lectures. One more important thing, there are some bills like Article 3. I had told you in the previous class, it requires prior president assent. It means before introducing the bill to the parliament, you have to take the permission of president. Dear president, I am introducing this bill on the desk of the Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha. Please allow me to do so and so. President will sign that bill, and then you have the authority, you have the right to pass or put forward in the desk of Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha. So under Article 3, and in future classes we will also see, money bill also requires prior president assent. But mind you, constitutional amendment bills don't require such thing. It means it is a right of minister and private member without asking the president, without taking president's assent in consideration. They can simply put the bill in the floor of the houses. Yet again thing, after passing from both the houses, the president doesn't enjoy any of its privileges. Like he can't suspend the bill, he can't reject the bill, he can't use pocket veto. These are all the powers, discretionary powers of the president. So none of its veto power apply to such kind of bill, constitutional amendment bill. He has to sign the constitutional amendment bill. There is no will of president involved here. Special majority, I have told you, fundamental rights or Q and DPSPs. These require special majority. Special plus states is equal to federal. What are the federal features? I have told you. What are the parts or areas in which both center and state has to collaborate? Recently I have told you, in the previous classes I have told you. ये तो हो गया अब ख़त्म. अब इन द नेक्स्ट लेक्चर वी विल स्टार्ट पार्लियामेंट. बट एक चीज़ मैं आपको बताना भूल गया, द क्रोनोलॉजी ऑफ द, or not of the, but after the tussle has been settled between fundamental rights as well as DPSPs. बहुत सिंपल सी क्रोनोलॉजी है, अगर आपने ध्यान से सुना होगा all the arguments of the previous class. I have told you in the Keshavanand Bharati case that 25th Amendment Act has been held constitutional. It means Article 39B and 39C. 39B क्या बोलता है? Equitable distribution of resources. 39C tells you that you should prevent, state should prevent the concentration of wealth. 39B and 39C will take a precedence over Article 14 and 19. 31 राइट टू प्राउड तो हट गया, 14 एंड 19 ये बोला था मैंने. इन द प्रीवियस केसेस, द केरला केसेस एंड द चंपाकम तुराई राजन केसेस, फंडामेंटल राइट शुड टेक प्रेसिडेंस ओवर ऑल द DPSPs. इफ वी क्लब दीज टू वी विल हैव अवर क्रोनोलॉजी. द utmost importance should be given to the fundamental rights except 14 and 19. Then comes the two DPSPs, that is 39B and C. Then again fundamental rights, then rest of DPSPs. So this was the importance chart. क्रोनोलॉजी में आपने समझ लिया अच्छे से. दिस वॉज द टूडेज क्लास. इन द नेक्स्ट क्लास वी विल dwell into the detailed provisions of part 5, that is parliament, and then proceedingly we will jump to part 6, that is regarding the states. Understood? So if you are liking this content, if your knowledge is getting enriched, please like this video, share it with your friends and subscribe to our YouTube channel. तब तक के लिए गुड बाय, जय हिंद.